am so glad you're here for another episode of Mechanism Monday, where every Monday we write out the electron-pushing arrow mechanisms for different organic reactions. In last week's video, I asked if you could solve the mechanism for this chemical transformation, so if you haven't had a chance, pause the video now and try it independently. And make sure you stick around to the end because I'll give you another mechanism to solve for next week's video. Because I'm teaching Organic Chemistry 2 this summer, I've actually been thinking a lot about the types of reactions that you encounter in the second semester of Organic Chemistry. One of them is going to be reactions with enolates. Another is a Michael reaction, which is basically a 1,4 conjugate addition, which we encounter anytime we see alpha-beta unsaturated carbonyl compounds. And at least where I teach, organometallics like organocuprates are also covered in Organic Chemistry 2. And this reaction encompasses all of those happening simultaneously. And the first thing that we should talk about is this organocuprate reagent. Anytime you see an organometallic reagent, what's fascinating about these types of reactions is that it kind of flips the traditional reactivity that we encounter with carbon. Typically, so for example, if we consider this carbonyl carbon, you would think of that position as electrophilic, and that's because the electron density is being pulled towards oxygen due to the electronegativity differences between carbon and oxygen, where oxygen is much more electronegative. However, in an organometallic reagent, what we end up having is a situation where that reactivity is flipped. So for example, if we just consider the methyl to copper bond, then in this case, the methyl group, which is carbon, is actually much more electronegative than our copper species, which is a transition metal. And therefore, that means that the carbon on the methyl group is actually nucleophilic and it's partially negative, whereas the transition metal is going to be partially positive. So in fact, many times when you see these types of simple organometallic reagents like Grignards or organocuprates or organolithium reagents, what this ends up meaning is that you can effectively think of this as being like a methyl anion or a carbon nucleophile at the methyl position. And what's unique about an organocuprate versus an organomagnesium compound like a Grignard reagent is that in conjugate addition reactions, it actually adds at the 4 position. Whereas a Grignard would react at this carbonyl carbon position, the organocuprate is actually going to react at this position. So that's actually the first step in this reaction, where those electrons will come and attack here. This is going to kick over these pi electrons to make a new alkene between these two carbons, which subsequently necessitates the movement of these pi electrons to oxygen, or to give us an enolate. So what ends up happening is that most of our molecule still looks the same, except remember we have shifted the location of our pi electrons, where now the oxygen is going to be negatively charged. We have added that methyl group at this position, which I'll just go ahead and draw in here, and then down here is where we have the rest of our molecule, where remember we had this ketone located at this position. And what's important is that what happens next is just a common example of when you see aldol reactions, where an enolate reacts with a carbonyl group. And in fact, that is the next step in our mechanism, where this pi electrons located on oxygen can come back down to reform a carbonyl carbon to oxygen double bond, and then these pi electrons located in this alkene can act as a nucleophile and come and attack this electrophilic carbonyl carbon position. This is subsequently going to kick up these pi electrons to oxygen and get us most of the way to our final product. So what we'll end up having is already this fused ring system where we end up with these two 6-membered rings. Here we'll have an negatively charged oxygen where we kicked up those pi electrons here. The methyl group is still coming off of that position. We have regenerated that carbonyl carbon to oxygen double bond at this position. And then remember we added the methyl group in our first step right here. And then notice that in our reaction, the second step was an acidic workup. So all that remains to happen, if we think of this as just a proton source, is that these electrons can come and abstract the hydrogen from our hydronium ion and end up giving us our final product. So it's really just a combination of reactions that you typically encounter in the second semester of organic chemistry, putting it all together, allowing us to make more complicated molecules. And if you have questions about these reactions, I actually have videos covering all of them individually, and you can check out a playlist for organic chemistry here. If you enjoyed this week's mechanism, give it a thumbs up down below. And for next week, I'd love to see if you could figure out the electron-pushing arrow mechanism for this organic reaction. Drop your thoughts as a comment down below, and make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that you never miss out. I'll see you next week.